All right, guys, we got a pretty big candle here. Let me get my let's go into all right, testing, testing. All right, testing, testing. Okay, good. That's working. Good morning, Charles. Guys, this looks a really bullish right here. Holy crap. We got a fresh EMA 50 just right off the bat here. Really makes me want to kind of get in early, not gonna lie. I'm gonna be really cautious if it gives us bear calls. Yeah, I don't think anything at the moment, no one should be taking bear calls because right now we're only up $2, so we can't go on an ATR 14 move. Maybe a retest of this 50. How's it going, Jaw? Welcome, welcome. George, welcome. What platform do you use to draw the lines on Orb? I use it on Webull. You can use it on TradingView. That's a very easy one too. But yeah, that's why I like how simplistic this is. You just draw your 2 lines and that's it. And you base your trade on that. I mean, we've had what? 1 loss in April, and we've had constant wins after that. All right, we'll see. Forexfactory.com. Let's see if we have any news at 10. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These are the days I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to get in early here on a pullback. We'll see if it gives us it. April 24th, we do have existing home sales. So, yeah, you're better off waiting for 15 more minutes for that. Because that can go either way. Existing home sales. Okay, let's see what's gonna do here. Yeah, the credit spread strategy is by far the best strategy in my opinion. If you're like really struggling in the market, I think I've reiterated a lot like how powerful the credit spread strategy is. I can't keep emphasizing how good it is. It really is one of the best strategies out there in the market. Trading 3 directions is always the way to go. Same thing with covered calls. Big D, thanks for the follow. I'm going to probably focus more on that. We'll focus more on the mid cap to bigger caps for my swing trading because I noticed a lot of people, you got to really have the stomach pain to take some pennies, and I see it happen all the time. You take a loss and then it ends up going up 100%, and it's just a big roller coaster ride. I am watching Bull. This is one of my most favorite ones coming in on this EMA 50. I'm just not sure if we get down there. Closer I can get there, the better. We had this gap fill here at $17. MP, if you guys missed it, this one already went up quite a bit here on the weekly EMA 20. We kind of been like rehashing this. You see how the last time we hit this monster move up from 20 to 30 bucks. We kind of already got that nice move up. The next thing I would watch is that EMA 50 on the weekly. We see that we're in an uptrend. The only thing I don't like is, well, yeah, actually the monthly's trying to transfigure. We have an earnings at 508. You can see here, plenty of time for this to run up into earnings. This is by far my highest alert here is MP. It's not too high price. You got options weekly. But then if I was going to take another shot, it'd be Bull. But the only problem with Bull is they don't have options. So you only win in one direction if it fails against you. Whereas MP, you can go here, hit single option, go to calls. I would do probably 15 days out. So the price right now is 23.86. If you got in at my average 22.5, you can look to sell farther out of there. Like obviously the market's just open, it's not showing me the premium. This is delayed. You can see there's lots of premium you can get here. All right, so let's do. I am looking at a lot of other stuff. I'll let you guys know on some other bigger caps. You can see this one's not as. I kind of like to look for over $10 to give me more better chances on those. I think over $10 is the sweet spot. But let me pay attention to this right here. Okay, so kind of, it's not really a massive orb. A massive orb was yesterday. You can see yesterday, this was a massive orb, this one candle here. But I'm definitely more bullish today. We had that fresh 30-minute crossing too. Look at this fresh 30-minute. We have a 1 hour acting as support. You can see we hit that 1 hour and we bounced up. This is interesting. Very interesting. Oh, you had to make kids breakfast? Welcome, the Blaze and Blaze. I just, pretty much everything I do is like Cheerios every day. Take a look at Palantir and predict a point target when to sell. PLTR. Yeah, same theory. Touching that EMA 50. I didn't, got close. I didn't actually touch it, but it got really close. You're making bonkers returns from here. That's a 59% on the weekly chart. It's hard to say. I would look for. I mean, I already broke this resistance, so your next resistance is 125. I would sell cover calls. That way you lock in some profit. I'm doing good, Mr. RN. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I think if I know a lot of people, if you just take the time to learn the credit spreads, I get it all the time. Like credit spreads are confusing. I don't know how to do it. I probably released every video out there to make it so simple. I think if you truly wanted to learn it, you could. And you just gotta understand it is going to have a negative R&R. So when you lose, it sucks. But this was my first loss in April, was right here on April 1st. If I gave up, I would not have had all these gains right here. But yeah, this loss honestly was a 500%. That should have been minimized. I guess I got carried away on that loss. That should have been a lot lesser loss. But I was just testing something, and honestly, it makes a lot of sense because all in March and February, I would have had no losses, which is actually nuts that you would have had no losses in 2 months straight. So we were kind of due for a loss because in March I went against the trend 2 times. I didn't do the 15-minute orb, so I had 2 losses in March because of that. All right, we're all eyes on the 10 o'clock news. Yeah, we're all eyes on the news. That's why I'm trying to always update things. How's it going, Coco? I hope your day's going well. And, you know, there's always something to update. I think this is the best we're going to get it, though. It's the best. This is the best day trading strat with the most room for error. And you make a lot of money doing it. All right, let's push all these out. So what I'm looking for is a close of the 10 o'clock candle. Or close of the 10:15 after the news. This is probably going to end above orb. Now, what I don't want to see happen, I mean, I guess it could happen, but I really hope this news don't just spike it up too high. That would kind of suck. But I'm still going in bull puts. I don't care how high this goes. I'm going in bull puts. Yeah, we're getting an early signal here. If we didn't have news at 10, I get in right now. Let me see. I get in at like 9:58. We didn't have news. 9:58. So we're looking at bull puts. You can go farther out with bull puts compared to bear calls. So I always like that signal a little more. What are we looking at though? All right, so 15 and 30. The spreads are not too bad. So if you want to get filled instantly, you're kind of looking at the 5280, 5285. That one looks like you can get filled. 20 cents on the bid, 40 on the ask. 5280, 5285. Let's mark that up on SPX. 5280, 5285. That is all the way down here. So that would have to be a 2% drop from here. It's very possible. Let's get rid of Keltner channels. We don't need those. All right, so we're looking for price to come back inside. We want this to close. I've noticed, guys, though, a lot of times, for the red folders, sometimes it's okay to wait till 10:30 because a lot of times you get those two candles back under orb. Is when I was back testing a lot. I like Zim a lot, Dylan. I think you could hold that for a very long time. I got some in the upper, it's like mid 80s, fascinating. I'm just gonna hold out. I'm probably gonna stick to some mid caps now. I made some really good returns on Mullen, but I don't want to give it all back now that it's going down. But it meets the system for sure. And I'm gonna just be patient. All right, so hopefully we get the signal and then we come back down. This is a fresh EMA 50, fresh EMA 50 on the 30-minute, and 1 hour is still on the upside here. So ideally, I want this to come back down. All right, 5 more minutes. Well, if this goes down quite a bit, I could probably get a better put side here. But 5280, 5285 is not bad. I can already tell you, we're probably going to do bull puts. So I'm going to just get this out here because I'm already telling you guys bull puts is probably going to be the thing I take. I'm looking at the 5280, 5285. Always 0.25 for me. So if I change the strike, we'll see. It just depends how far we go down after this news. If we go down pretty far, I could probably get a strike, a better strike. Nice job, Steve. You sold 2 micros, bought at the upper orb. Nice. Not a bad risk versus reward. Your stop is right here in the middle. Go Melon Lane. So we got 10 o'clock folder here. Let's see what it does. Ideally, you want it to go down some. These home sales can be kind of brutal. I've seen these things be pretty brutal. There you go. Yeah, that's good to have a nice clear stop. Dollar sign is good to have. All right, so we're kind of moving up a lot. Other than that, I'm not really seeing much. Natural gas at 10:30, and that's about it. How about IBM bouncing off the SMA and RSI 40? Hold up one sec. Trying to get into a credit spread here. Keltner channels, we're coming closer to this upper. Now, if I miss this trade, I'm not taking bear calls. With this kind of bullish price action, I don't know. I don't feel like taking. For resistance, we have quite a bit move up. We can come back up to this 545, and that's a $5 move from here. All right, let's see. Let's see what it does. 10 o'clock. Yo, no Draco. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. If you guys want to subscribe for free on Amazon Prime on my Twitch, you can do that. Get no ads. Helps the channel out too. Yeah, it's going to be this first candle. This gray is all pre-market. So as you can see, when you hover over this, you see how it says 9:45. So that's your first 15-minute candle. And then we just wait for... Now we just wait for this to close above these horizontal lines. We don't even need to look at EMAs. We know they're bullish. And now we're just waiting for this to close. 10 o'clock news. You're going to see a spike up or down. Not exactly sure the direction, but it's not wise to trade before the 10. Okay. So here's your 10 o'clock news here. Right here's your 1 minute candle. We're kind of watching it. See what it does. Spike up or down. Spike up or down. Ideally, you want to wait till this candle closes because this is a news candle. You're going to get high volatility. So I'm going to see what it happens. Looks like you're kind of going up, kind of going down. Not as much volatility as I kind of expected. So watching this, do I still want to get the 5280, 5280, 5285? It's sitting at 15 and 30, 10 and 30. I probably won't fill that unless it goes down some. All right, so maybe this news candle is not as big as I thought it would be. Let me get a little bit more time. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a big news candle. So, should I try for a different strike? Looks like it's going up. Yeah, it's definitely bull puts today. Definitely bull puts. I mean, if it comes back down a little, I don't mind waiting for this candle to close. Comes back down to the halfway mark of this 15-minute. We'll see. I'm looking at it, though. I might put my bid in for the 52.80, 52.85 just to see if it fills for 25. The bid is 15 cents. I don't mind not getting in right now, to be honest, guys, because I ideally you want to wait till this candle closes. So I'll see if I get filled on the drop of this thing. 52.80, 52.85. I want to go for 25 cents. And that's bull puts. All right, I'll see. I'll let you know if I get filled. If not, I'm gonna have to switch the strike. Ideally, it would have to come down to the halfway mark. It doesn't look like this is a big news candle. You would have seen a big reaction already. So maybe it's just not really much. All right, so right now it's at 20 cents on the mid. If it comes down to this mark here, 538s, I think I'll get filled, guys. All right. Looks like I might get filled here, so I'm going to post it. so that everyone has a fighting chance of getting the same strike as me. 52.80, 52.85. Kind of need like the half of this candle to come down to. All right, so we might get a retest of this upper orb. All right, it's coming down some more. Hopefully it don't come down all the way to this lower orb. That's not what I want. I just kind of want to retest and kind of get me filled. On that 52.80, 52.85. It hit 25 cents, kind of went back down, kind of went back up. If I might have to change my strikes. I'm just kind of experimenting. I don't mind waiting till this candle closes though. Because this is that 10 news candle. So I'm just kind of waiting it out, seeing what's going to happen. Ideally, it's just bull action. No one should be doing bear calls when there's a fresh EMA 50 here. Look at that fresh EMA 50 on the 15-minute chart. It's just, it needs to break a little lower than this. I think if it goes down to the, I mean, obviously if it goes to upper orb, I'm filled. For sure. Alright, we'll see. Yeah, I'll switch it to a different strike if this don't fill, though. I will see. That's the only hard part about credit spreads is you can't be greedy. If it's not working, then you gotta get it filled on a different strike. It's not worth. Alright, so it's coming up on 10:05. It's still good to be patient right now. How much are we up on the day? We're up 0.80%, which is not really a lot for this market volatility. Let me look at the other strikes. Alright, so if I'm going to do another strike, I'm looking. Yeah, I might have to go for the 52.85, 52.90 maybe. And then the other one will get me, I'll get filled instantly on the 52.90, 52.95. We'll see. So that one's 25 cents on the mid. Yeah, I might have to cancel, guys. And then this one's maybe I can get the 52. Yeah, it's going up still. I need it. What was that 1 minute like? Yeah, it recovered that whole 1 minute there. That 1 minute down move. Okay. This is pretty early signal. I don't mind this signal here. All right, let me switch my strike up. That one's not going to fill. All right, so cancel selected. Let's try another strike. And that was the, I canceled the 52.80, 52.85. Okay, so let's try the 52.85. 52. That one's not going to fill either, but the next one is 52.90, 52.95. That one will probably fill. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of wait this out. Kind of see if we get kind of a pullback. That's the hard part with news at 10. Like, I would have definitely been in at this 10 o'clock. But the news at 10 is what made me wait a little. This down move barely missed me, which is unfortunate. Yeah, this is a... yeah, it looks pretty good to me this day. Anything can change, but this looks like a really nice solid day. 52.95, 5,300. Let me label that. If I wanted to take that strike, 5,300 is way up here. And that kind of here's your gap on SPX. We do have a gap down here at 5308. Alrighty, it's going up to the moon. Are we gonna miss out? That's the question. It's going to the moon. Alright, still hasn't finished yet. This is still your news candle. I'm going to get in no matter what after this candle. I'm going to try for another bid. I'm going to try for another one, though. So, 5,300. Let's try the 5290, 5295. I don't think that's going to fill, but let's see if it goes down a little for me. That's at 30 cents on the ask. So we'll have to make a move down. Yeah, it's at 25 on the ask. So I'm probably better off getting the 5,300, 5,295, 5,300. It's probably the one that I can probably fill. And that one's a decent strike, I guess. And we're up. Frick. 92.92. We're up $5. Yeah, I'm thinking 52.95, 5,300 for me, guys. I'm going to try that one. I'm not going to be greedy. If I don't get filled, I don't get filled. I mean, if you're being greedy, you might not get into play. That's the thing. All right, so 52.95. Wait, that one's not probably going to get filled. Let me see. A lot of these strikes, I'm like, is that going to get filled? 52.95, 5,300. Did I get filled? I got filled. All right, sweet. Yeah, I'm not gonna be greedy. If I don't get filled, I gotta readjust. I gotta readjust. This is extremely bullish. I don't need to be greedy. This is really bullish. Yeah, if it pops down to orb, that's gonna suck, but I want to make sure I get that time decay. Getting in at 10-11 is super early. Earlier you get in, the better. So that's how I'm seeing it. Alright, so close selected. I think everyone can get filled on this strike. Stop. It's going to be $1. Alright, so my stop is $1. That's a 300% loss. Alright, so put that sucker in working order. Okay, so obviously we can get a retest inside of orb. Hopefully you don't do that till some time decay. The 10 o'clock news didn't really do anything. I was hoping it would come more inside, but it didn't really do much at all. So I'm in the 52.95, 5,300. The 5,300 strike is on SPX is down here. I wanted the 52.85, didn't get filled on that. So drop from here to here is a 2% drop. Hopefully we don't do that, guys. But there is a lot of EMAs holding this up. So there is a lot of EMAs. Definitely got the orb here. It's one of those things like, do you want to get greedy and miss out? You would have missed out on all these trades this week if you got greedy. So I'm going to have some drawdown if it comes down here, and this is your best entry for a pullback to a retest up. And if it does that, then I'm taking a futures trade too. But I just want to get in early here. Right now, my premium's 25 cents, 27. Everyone can get filled. I saw it go to 27. All right. All right, so everyone got filled. Nice. No, do not do a bear call. That's how I got a couple losses in March. If I didn't get a filled, my old self would be, well, I would look to be doing bear calls then. I would look for price to just keep going up, and the problem is you're really fighting a fresh trend idea here on the 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, 1-hour chart. You're fighting a lot of factors where this is extremely bullish, and this could keep going up and up and up. There could, you know, it's just hard to fight that. The only thing I do sometimes is I go to FinViz if I wanted to do some bear calls. Maybe, you know, this is a big maybe. If I'm obviously winning on my bull puts and I just want a safe day, I just leave it like that. I just checked the ATR 14 for today. It's 16.56 cents. So if SPY is up $16, it's only up $4 right now. Obviously, we're coming into a lot of resistance here. I see that as the negative side of things for bull puts. But there is quite a move up to that. That's another $5 move up. And that could help our credit spreads. Yeah, now we just need time decay. Nothing's going to happen till time decay happens. We need about an hour or two. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down. Would not be surprised at all. I got in right at this 539 mark probably. Thoughts on LGMK? Not in it. I'm taking a break from pennies. I'm not really liking the market for pennies right now. They've just been garbage. This is why I'm held. Mullen's, you know, getting a little move up here. I think Mullen can hit this $1 mark. Yeah, it just took longer than I wanted to. This is the downside of them. If they take longer, then your targets are not as high now. But yeah, you're at a $1 and a 2.85 mark. Mullen's going to go up big when everyone probably sells off, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, it still can get in. My premium's kind of fluctuating a lot here. 25 to 30 it's at. It's fluctuating quite a bit. Looking at my strike here. Yeah, it's at 20 cents on the bid, so you guys could still get in if you wanted it. 30 cents on the ass, 35. I'm looking at some of the other strikes. You got this one right here. This one's at 20 cents. 20 cents. Yeah, my old me would wait for price to come back down here. So, but these count as a day trade, right? So need the 25K part. No. The only time you get hit with a day trade is if our stop gets hit. If our stop don't get hit, then this isn't a day trade. But then again, you get 3 day trades a week. I mean, if you get stopped out 3 times in a week, you probably need to take a break trading, especially with credit spreads. I just don't see that happening. That's not likely. So, shouldn't happen. Alright, so we got about 15 minutes of time decay, guys. Not really much. I'm going to put this in my Excel sheet. 24 April. For April. Happy Thursday, everyone. Almost done with the week. Anyone got anything exciting going on today? Or just chilling? Trying to think if I wanna what I wanna do. Might take my kid to the park. That's the perfect thing about this strategy, guys. If your guys are working professionals, which most people are, you got in at 10 o'clock, you put your stop loss on, and do whatever the heck you want. There's nothing you're gonna change about this trade. It's either it hits your stop or it doesn't. So there's really nothing really else to do. Nice job. Good job. 52.95, 5,300. Way not to be greedy. I highly recommend not to be greedy when there's a solid A+ setup. Yeah, so I'm thinking what I'm gonna do today. So fill the 50. We got filled at 10:10, guys. That's really early. At least I got filled at 10:10. I'm assuming everyone usually did. So that's a pretty good fill early. Gives us that early credit spread hype. 52. Our strike is just all right. I'll be honest, our strike's not like amazing, but if it is a nice bullish day, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so the only thing I do want to take in mind is we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 single orbs in a row. You guys seeing that on your Excel sheets? So it's not anything to like be alarming, like not play this system. Just be cautious. We had a lot of single orbs in a row. Yeah, if you don't want the ads, make sure you subscribe on Prime, Blaze. It should be free if you have. Yeah, subscribe with your Amazon Prime. It's free on Twitch. Um, it just didn't fill. I saw it go up to 25 cents, but it has to go higher than 25. It didn't fill. So I canceled it. And I'm telling you, that's the smart thing to do. Don't get hanged up on one strike, you know. Yo, Blaze with the Prime. I appreciate it. Thanks for that. Yeah, don't get hanged up on one strike. If it don't fill, like I was doing I was doing some testing here, right? I told you guys I'm gonna see if this gets filled. It had to move down, barely missed us. I'm telling you, it barely missed us. If it went down a little more, it would have filled us on the 5280, 5285. So my plan B is a different strike that can get filled instantly. My old me would have been like, wow, I didn't get filled, and now I'm gonna have to do bear calls, and that's how you lose. It's it's not smart to do bear calls when you're seeing what the trend is up on both 50-minute orb and EMAs. Not saying it's not going to go down. I could still lose, and then you guys will be like, well, bear calls was smart. It's just, I don't know. Earlier you get in, the better. We'll see. I'm still waiting for a futures trade to the downside here. Hopefully, don't do that till maybe lunchtime. Now I just kind of want price to kind of calm off. We've heard Trump kind of, want to make a deal with China. So that's another thing for me to be scared of bear calls. If they make a deal, something works out, you're going to see some explosive moves up, okay? So do keep that in mind. Any type of deal, if you guys have been paying attention to the macro events, we could see a very big bullish day. TTD, whoa, TTD, okay. I mean, is this finally going to break this EMA 20? This would be awesome if it does. Man, I could sell some juicy cover calls if this gets to the $60 range. But yeah, this is why I like bigger caps. I can hold all throughout this pain and do cover calls. NP's probably going to the moon. Is it? $24 right here. NP's going up a lot. Nice price action. The only other stock I was watching was CVS. I'm going to look for some other ones. CVS is probably not going to go to the 20 and 50. So what I do is I set my screener up here, and I have big cap stock momentum. I'm going to change this actually to $10. I think safer. I think you need at least $10, if not more. $10. Look for a volume of 1 million and plus. Volume is key. If there's no volume, I don't want the big cap stock. If there's not volume, then there's probably not going to be option chains either. So, and then now here you can see I have 248 stocks to look at. And basically what I like to do is I like to start with the weekly chart. I'll start with the weekly chart, and I'll try to go through this pretty fast. Palantir is in a nice uptrend. I do like Palantir. It's just I need to wait for a pullback to that weekly 20 or 50. It is in a nice bullish uptrend. Hey, Pierre. Hi, Pierre. You want to go to the park? All right, so we have TAL. Next thing you want to look for is no China stocks, which is this is a China stock, and no biotechs. It works the same thing. Right here, check the daily. This one had earnings. Earnings is a little different. If you see we're hitting the weekly EMA 50 because of an earnings, I saw that with TTD. Probably should avoid that. Unless we get, you know, that monthly here is pretty strong. We have a monthly 20 and 50. Average volume is decent. This is a company in the United States. This one's not bad, actually. It's not a bad one. Wow, that's been in the most massive upturn I've ever seen in my life. What the heck? Look at that company, guys. I would wait for the 50, guys. It's been in such a massive uptrend. I'm going to put an alert here on the 50. So I'll put an alert. If price goes below there, I'll get into FI. So that's kind of how I'm doing some. It just takes a long time. And so I try to just find 1 or 2 stocks. MP was my most favorite stock. So I figure you should just stick with one and just keep doing those cover calls. I'm in TTD. Man, that was a hard one. That one, I honestly don't know how I would have played that one different. IBM, very solid company. You guys see that on that weekly EMA 50. So try to take the time and put a watch list up. Because obviously I can't catch all these. But yeah, if you caught this weekly EMA 50, you made a solid 15% on a bigger cap stock there. Right up in here, made up a nice move. IBM, monthly uptrend probably, so comes to the EMA 20. I'll probably take this thing if it comes to EMA 20. Actually, I want to put it below. I don't know why I said above. So if price goes below, create alert. If it goes below 201, I'll take this for a trade. Yeah, I've been flipping it too. I think everyone should be accountable to, you know, whenever they want to take gains. You know, if you see profit, take profit. And that's where a lot of people get wrecked. Webull is my most high valued I'm waiting for. I don't know if it goes to this, but the only downside about Webull is they don't have options. I'm assuming they're going to have options soon. I don't see how this stock won't. So if price goes in that $17 mark, you fill this gap. That's going to be a solid play, I think, is this one. This one has the volatility of a penny stock, too. Like, it has lots of volatility. PG, Proactor, and Gamble. You can see if it does touch this EMA 50 on the monthly chart, you're going to make some bank on this stock. This does have dividends. It's just a matter of I look at the uptrends and be like, you know what? Obviously, stocks don't uptrend forever. We know that's not going to happen. So this one looks kind of risky. We already touched the 50. You know, it could come tumbling down. I kind of want to get those fresh uptrend ideas if I get stuck on it. WRD, I don't even know what that is. Tractor Supply, downtrend on the weekly, uptrend on the monthly. You see how that monthly EMA 50 is a really solid opportunity. And the next thing you want to look for is, do they have a lot of option chains? If they don't have a lot of option chains, I'm not going to play it. I recommend weekly option chains. You can see how it says 1 day and 8 days. That means you could sell cover calls every week if you wanted to on Tractor Supply. So it's not a bad idea to put an alert here. Say, if price gets to like that 43 bucks, I'll take a high valued alert. Whoa, what is this? Whoa, UNP. Hold up. They had earnings. This is a monthly EMA 50 on earnings. It's a little riskier. You can see that's a $211 stock, United States, freight and logistics. How bad was the earnings is the question. They miss flattish, metric shares fall. Do they have options every week? They do, so that qualifies. If I wanted to do, let's say I bought this at 211 and I wanted to do some options on this. Just 8 days out. And I sell the let's say I sell just the 212. I make a $1.15 on the shares. Then I also make 3.48 on the premium. If you have 100 shares of that, you make 350 on premium, no matter what you get that. But how much is that going to cost you though? 211 times 100 shares. Stop it, Pierre. You make, all right, so it costs you $21,000. Not bad for a safer stock. Yeah, so if I wasn't in, I know this is a higher price stock, so I'm not going to alert it because you got to do 100 shares. Not everyone has 100 shares, but for me, I would take this. I see that monthly EMA 50 is kind of coming up here. It's holding long lower wick. I mean, this is looking amazing. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Analysts, everyone's saying hold to strong buy except this one oddball. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Now, hold on, let me check my SPY. What's my SPY doing? On my phone. What are you doing, SPY? Holy crap. I hope nobody's in bear calls. I told you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be greedy. Get in those bull puts. Remember, trust me, I speak from experience. I lost 2 times in March. I'll show you. Because I didn't get in 2 trades, right? I got in bear. Look, every single orb you should win. Every single orb you should win. How the heck am I losing on a single orb? That means I went against the trend. Literally, all in March, you should have never had a loss. If you followed literally 15-minute ORB, no losses in March. February, you had 1 loss. Literally 1 loss in February. And then people, I'm telling you, the strategy is the best. You just can't be greedy on strikes. That's my hardest lesson I had to learn in March. I'm getting filled all the time now. I never had problems getting filled. Except that one time I did have a little problem fill. I got a partial fill and I couldn't change my strikes. If I didn't get a partial fill, I don't know what was going on there. I would just switch my strikes. Yeah, don't do those bear calls, guys. This is extremely bullish. Do not do bear calls. I think China and Trump are going to make a deal, and you're going to see the markets go really high up. It doesn't matter what bear calls you got now. Do we have the spread alert? Yeah, I posted it. Oh, that was at 10:03. Sorry, I didn't even look at the day trade chat. Nice. Came the wind by. E-I-E-I-O. All right, yeah, so as far as bigger cap stocks, this is a China stock, right? I'm not playing China stocks. ATX, or no, my bad, ALX. Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I like to plan on when that deal does drop. What would you do if the Trump news broke, though? We would probably lose on our trade, for sure. If that deal broke, I mean, this thing would probably plummet down. But I don't want to. If you try to predict that stuff, you won't be playing any trades. And I rather hope, the 15-minute orb has the right direction. I mean, who knows? Maybe it might not do much. But as long as we got time decay, we should be fine. It just all depends. It all depends. I hope it don't fall through, though. Trump is a hard one to trade with. I'm not gonna lie, he's a hard one to trade with. I played NEE. Yeah, I traded this company. This one doesn't tend to hold that monthly 50. It went down to 44. Man, look at that though. It shot up like a rocket. 45 to 80 bucks. Wow. Does it have weekly options? It does. Yeah, I traded this one before. This is a nice company. I like NEE. I just don't understand how I would I trade that here? I mean, you got a 15% there on the monthly. Clean Spark. This is a downtrend, so you don't even look at that one. Western Union, downtrend. CNC is a downtrend. PBR is a PCG. ADC. Yeah, I missed out a lot of good plays here on April 11th. That's when the markets like rallied up from the tariffs. But yeah, if you look at the monthly chart, if it comes back to the 50, I'm going to put a lot of these alerts. I'm not sure if any of these are going to hit, but if they do, I'll let you guys know. I'm putting all my alerts on the chart. This is the only way to get notified. ADC, also save it to your watch list. This is the hard, and that's why I try to stick to just one stock. MP is my favorite for now, and you just keep playing it till you make good enough profit, or till it makes a massive move and you don't want to play it anymore. A lot of this stuff too is I like to look for earnings because that gives a catalyst for a run up. It's kind of, it doesn't make sense to short anything on an earnings. Colgate has been in a monthly uptrend forever. Moves too slow for my liking. BOD. Yeah, Barclays, Mara. It's in downtrend. HMY. What is that? Harmony Gold. Nice one. Yeah, so UNH has been taking a beating. Can we trade UNH on the monthly EMA 50? So this is what I'm scared of. When you see an uptrend like this, and then the monthly starts to break, this could be a massive down. I mean, it's had a massive move, UNH. And keep in mind, this is your healthcare sector. Not really a sector I like. Not with Trump. Anything with the healthcare is kind of hard. Johnson & Johnson. DJT. Actually been going up here. What's going on with DJT? What's going on there? It's in a downtrend, though. Spy to the moon! Oh, man. That is actually nuts. I didn't expect that big of a move. Gianella has the beginning reverse. I'm going to watch it for a few days. I'd love to do this, but in UK we can't trade SPY options. I'm pretty sure I have some people that are trading SPY options. Don't futz around with your stop. Don't chase unreasonable strikes. Do you feel like single orders happen towards the end of the month? It's hard to say. It's random. A lot of the double orders are going to happen on news days though. Like when I'm looking at today, we had that 10 o'clock home sales, but it didn't really do anything. So that's why I got in around like 10, 11. I didn't even wait for it to close. So, honestly, this month has been slow for me, but it's been okay. It hasn't been like terrible now that I got a lot of credit spread wins. It's been pretty good for me. NCLH. Yeah, DJT is in a downtrend. I don't know. Unless it picks up like this. You see how it went above it and then Norwegian Cruise Lines. Those are tricky. LUV. That's in a downtrend. IAG uptrend. Okay, that's not too big of an... oh, it is only $8. I thought I said only $10 and higher. What happened to that? I'm only going to look at the red, and we're done. That's all I need to look at is the red stocks. Anyone play BA's earnings? They had a nice little move up. All right, yeah, as you can see, it's just a lot of work sifting through all this. All in all, MP is my most favorite. MP is up 5%. It hit that weekly MA20. I was going to add some more here on the 50, but I think we can test the $27. What's Big Boy Nvidia doing? Big Boy Nvidia is just always chucking up. Good call on that one, Cube. I know you're in this one. Right up in here's resistance. EMA 20 and a high of that candle's resistance. But honestly, you can't really go wrong with Nvidia. You really can't. That stock's is just insanely good. Holy crap. We got that much bull action. Alright, so now you can kind of expect some pullback to happen, right? You're on an ATR4 on the Keltner channel. Yeah, we're going to get a pullback. Don't keep thinking this is going to rocket up. 30 minutes can get up there and 1 hour can get up there. But what's going to happen is you get this uptrend and then you get a pullback to the 5 for a move higher. So anyone that traded this with me, your credit spreads are looking really freaking good. All right. We got in what? We got in at 10. We got in like right in here, 539. It went to 543. My only doubt is, do we get a breakout above this high of 545? I mean, do we finally break out of this nasty downtrend? I mean, we hit our head here. Do we fill the gap here at 554? That would be love. That means we will hit this EMA 50, fill the gap here. That would be pretty nice to see if we fill the gap. So there's a couple things that I'm looking into. There is another service that I can do where I probably could do that. I think it's called WAP.com. A lot of people use that for Discord. I might set that up because a lot of people, you know, it's kind of annoying if you have an Android, you have to use your computer or you got to use your phone browser to, you know, a lot of people don't know to avoid the iOS fee and they actually pay more than they should. Well, it's like $2 or $3 more, but still. But not at the moment. For the Discord, it's only monthly. Like, if you go to WAP.com, you could, you know, do some more customizations. I might look into that tonight. We'll see. Let me see. How much is it a year? 12 times 12. 144. I'm trading SPY option only as a debit spread, though. Well, now that you got the Prime, you should be fine. I mainly just do this for more Obviously, we're not incredibly large, so everything is to get new people to come into. So if people like the strategy, they can try this too. This is the one strategy I firmly that I have been working lots of hours on. I think I've have it to this down where I don't think we need to make any more improvements. We've started out with 15 cents on the premium, I believe. Yeah, we remember we did 15 cents. We started out doing that. We did 20 cents. We done 25 cents is where we're at right now, where you're making pretty good money doing 25 cents. You're making really good money there. What do we have in news here? No. So we've tried a lot of things, but it's about where I want this strategy to be. I like the futures, but the only problem with futures is you can get stopped out rather fast. That's the only problem with futures. But obviously, yeah, on these strong trending days, you're making really big money. I want to see a retest of this upper orb, and then we come back up. I'm going to make another futures video if you guys are still doing it. It is a lot harder than credit spreads, but I think we all should be targeting 2-to-1 R&R. Okay? We should always be targeting. So for my futures traders, you know, go to Webull and use your long position. If you always are getting in on the upper orb, and your stop loss is right up in here, that middle line, right? So we need to make sure, whoops. So if we get in there and our stop is right here, the way you read these things, and just have this as your take profit, right? So you see how it says risk ratio in the middle, 1.43? Okay. That right there is what you're going to get, 1.43. So if we drag this up and go to a 2 mark, basically you're getting right up in here is your take profit. So you would have hit take profit if you got in here, but honestly, no one got in at this upper orb because price never retested back. So the problem is if you get in up here, you see how big your loss is? That's the only problem with futures. Like if I got in right here at this close above orb and my stop is way down here, that's pretty brutal. So if you get in up here, your stop should be probably upper orb. But then again, that's a buying opportunity. So that's the hard thing with futures. So yeah, so right in here is a 2-to-1. This is a 2-to-1. So you're making, if you're risking $100, you're making 200. It looks like a 3-to-1 to me though. Am I doing that right? Maybe it's the target. Yeah, that looks like a. Yeah, this looks more like. Okay, I think the target is what you look at. That looks more like a 2-to-1. If you're judging the size of this right here, and you multiply it by 2, maybe it isn't. I guess it just looks different. Let me see something here. Just making sure. I'm going. Yeah, maybe it isn't. It just looks smaller. Yeah, so your 2-to-1 then is right here. It's up here. It just looks a little different. So there's your risk ratio. So if you risk this much, it needs to be twice the size of what you're risking. Risking $100, you should make 200. Yeah, there's more. Futures is a little harder for sure. So I recommend you either take it all out, or then you target the 3 R&R, which is your next target, which is up here now. So we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm working on something there. I'm trying really hard to get the futures down. Futures is just so freaking hard. It's all about sizing. You can't go crazy sizing. I know you see all these people going minis and making $10,000, but none of them are telling you how much they're losing either. Like minis, you make insane profit. You make really good profit with just 2 micros, though. So, yeah, for my futures, wait for here. If you want to get even a tighter stop, you wait inside of orb. I know a lot of people like to do the middle of the middle. So here's your upper orb, there's your middle orb. Do entries right here. And now look how tight your stop is. It's just from here to here. You can do that. That works too. Sometimes you just don't get entries because sometimes it hits the upper orb and it just shoots up. So what did you do? You got stuff everywhere on you. Oh, he got to blow his nose. Let's go here. Where's your... Wow, what did you do? Let's get a Kleenex. Cocoa melon. Cocoa melon. All right. Yeah, I'm just really picky on the bigger caps. INTC, that one's extremely beaten down. INTC. Is it finally uptrending? Or I guess earnings will... Yeah, it's touching that EMA 50. It's still in a downtrend. Obviously, weekly's a downtrend and monthly's a downtrend. Earnings is something that is a catalyst that can make things go into the uptrend mode. They do have weekly options. You can do cover calls if you have enough to buy 100 shares of it. Look at Bull. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Bull. I'm gonna keep playing MP, and I'm gonna wait for Bull. MP is my highest valued alert here on the weekly chart. Check MYPLZ. Check MYPLZ. That's a ticker. MYPLZ. MYPLZ. No, this is not it. MYPL. It's correct. What? Did he say something? Wait, that's not. No one get filtered. Hold up. This looks like you were a buyer. Am I correct? 52. I don't even know. Man. 52. Am I just looking at this wrong? Let me see. Let me check on my phone. Sometimes it looks different on that. So he sold the 52.85 and the 52.80. And he bought the 52.80. Because I don't think he would have got filled. I didn't get filled. Unless he got in earlier than me. So you would be selling the 52.85 and buying... I don't think he did it right. Did he? Guys, am I going nuts? It looks like he's a buyer. This looks like a debit spread. Am I going nuts? Did it say credit when you were placing that order? Because I think these should be flipped, right? Right? Am I going nuts or not? Um, somehow he probably got the best bear calls out there too somehow. All right, so he got the 20, the 55, 50, 55, 60. Man, you got a lot of puts. Holy freaking crap, man. You sold 30 contracts? 10, 20, 30? So 55, 50, 55, 60. Yeah, did it say debit or credit when you submitted? I don't know anymore. He probably did it right. I'm just going. I think I might just be confused. Credit spreads can be kind of confusing when you're looking at them because the put leg should be the high one, right? And then the call leg should be the low one, right? So if you look at cubes, you got the 52, the 55, 50. That minus 10 should be the low. The buy leg should be the high one, and then it's the inverse on selling puts. The sell leg should be the high one, and the buy leg should be the low one. So let me look at that again. The sell one should be the high one, and the buy one should be the low one. See, that's why I'm confused. This doesn't look like a credit spread. Am I just freaking out, or am I confused? Yeah, to me this looks inverse. This looks like a debit spread to me, right? I don't know. The sell leg should be the high one. The sell leg's the low one. If you're looking at this correctly, yeah. Wait, so sell leg should be high one, and his is not the high one. It looks it's inverse. That no, I'm definitely right about that. That's inverse. That's a debit spread. Sell leg should be the high one, and then for the call leg, so if you're looking at cubes, your sell leg for calls should be the low leg if you're selling it, and then if you're selling puts, that should be the high leg. Your 5260 is the high leg for puts, and then the buy leg should be. I know it's definitely confusing. Like I say, guys, just look for credit or debit. If it didn't say debit or credit, then you did it wrong. But I know some. I think someone said it looks right, but then when I was looking at it, it don't look right to me. And I don't know if I'm tripping. I don't want to mislead anyone, but to me that looks wrong. Not a lot of people know to hit sell. I know it's different. Like it's confusing. Like when you're first placing credit spreads, like you're not used to hitting sell. Yeah. Let me tell him you did it backwards. Sell your position. Yeah, trust me, I've did it too. Everyone does it. I've did it backwards many times. And you're like, how am I losing money? Trust me, we all have done it. Yeah, because it's natural when you're. I haven't, I haven't bought, I haven't bought options in forever, so I always hit sell. I never have a problem with that. I'm just not used to buying options anymore. I'm always been a seller. I've been doing it for a couple years. It's just I like probabilities. I don't like the. Uh, yeah, so we're gonna stick to the higher quality here. Looks like these penny stocks are just really freaking hard right now. We were doing really good till, I mean, unless this thing picks up, maybe I'll be more pickier, but I think I'm gonna take a break from him too. To me, this is just not worth the gray hair. I got a really good risk tolerance, because I've been doing these for a while. But I understand like some of these are just disgusting, like where you want to make you want to puke too. Like yeah, you can make 100% in a day, but I mean we're making that easily with credit spreads. So all right, so we're starting to get a nice pullback to the 5. We kind of went up there. Um, so let me look at. I'm just always curious how Cube has these nice strikes. 55, 50, 55, 60. Sometimes, yeah, if you get in super early when the volatility is high, around 9:30 to 10, you can get really far out of the money. I just never really tried it. I'm just curious, is that actually, maybe that's a good Iron Condor strat. 55, 50, 55, 60. I just don't have the guts to do it. Maybe I should. Yeah, so this is, look at this. This thing's only 20 cents on the ass. I couldn't get this one. I mean, I could get it for 15, mate. No, I couldn't even get it for 15. How the frick did he get that one? How did he get that? 55, 50, 50. So he had to get it in. Was it was it before 10 you got in, Q? Or is it, I'm guessing you got in right at this 10 o'clock. Either that or the 10:30. I want to say you got in on the 10. But why isn't that premium higher? You would think that premium would be much higher. 55, 50, 55, 60. I mean, how far out is that? That's up here. 55, 50. That is pretty high. How the frick are you getting that? 55, 50? That's a 2% move up. And that's interesting actually to me. How did he get it though? You gotta. I, you know, with the team we have, we're not winning no Warzone match. We're a bunch of clowns out there. We spent what, 10 minutes trying to figure out how to find a. No joke, guys. We spent 10 minutes trying to get on top of a building that did not exist. And we kept trying to figure it out. But Cube, he was so persistent. I'm like, what is he doing? He's still trying to figure that out. So you said you do it on the. Oh, I'll just ask you later. To me, that's actually insane that you got a Iron Condor that far out. That is actually really good. Did you get a better put side than me? Let's see your put side. So your put side is 52.55. Alright, so you got that one. So you did get the one that I originally wanted. I wanted that 52.80. I think the 52.80, 52.85 is the original one I wanted. Yeah, the 52.80, 52.85. So you went up one strike. You went to the 52.85, 52.90. That 52.55, 52.60, you probably got right on the bell. Yeah, you got that one right on the bell. Am I correct or am I wrong? You had to get this one right when price dropped. Yeah, it had to be on the bell for that strike because that strike's way too good to be true. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Maybe we might need to there's definitely some learning lessons everyone can show. That I like it. It's a nice iron condor strat. You're probably not gonna fail often. Obviously, nothing works, nothing is like insanely perfect, but you can see even on that this day right here, you had their bear calls. I was looking at that same strike you had, and I almost entered. I got lucky. I just decided to play it chill because I went to lunch. We had Japanese. We were eating at a Japanese restaurant, and I just didn't feel like looking at my phone. And so I was looking at placing a bear call here at this upper channel, and it came down. I was like, oh, I missed it. And then I saw this massive spike, and I was like, oh, shoot. But then it just plummeted down and saved you. So I'm guessing you use a mental stop because my stops, I always just keep with the math. If I want to keep with the math of max loss, I just do $1 premium. So I saw this go up to like one. It went to $1. I saw it go up. I was like, oh wow. I mean, what was this big candle here, right? And so, but I mean, how often does this usually happen? Not often at all. So, yeah, you might lose a trade, but then, I mean, as long as you keep the loss manageable, you're fine. It just doesn't happen often. What's going on with bull? Is it going down more? Okay. It might actually go to the EMA 50 on the daily. Yeah, I'm going to watch this one. This is one I am watching. I think this one has high potential. This is not your crap stock. We know Weeble is not going out of business. So we don't have to worry about that. It's just a matter of getting a nice entry. I really do like this entry. Obviously, you can't yeah, yeah, I'm gonna stick to some of these. We had a good run in pennies, but this year, or actually just in April alone, has just been terrible. I'm gonna stick to this thing. I wish they had options. If it had options, I'd be all over this. Coming back into the $17 mark is where I would love Bull. Maybe I might buy it some at the end of the day. And it's also a nice company that's not going to... Yeah, you don't have to worry about reverse splits and all that. Trump's tweeting, watch out. Right. I hate when Trump tweets. What did he say this time? Learning more from me. Yeah, we all do it. Don't worry. Uh, I'm still always checking my orders to make sure I'm in the right put or call side. Make sure I hit sell. You know, it's just once you do it a lot, though, it does become second nature where you know you can just see it a lot and works. One last question. Hugh, what was the premium you got for those bear calls? Just curious. Are you always looking for a certain premium, or just kind of what it gives you? Because I used to do 20 cents. I'm always looking for 25 now. That gives me a nice stop loss at $1 for 300% loss. 25 is really good. I like it. Should I move up to 30? I think that's a little too much. It's a little riskier. Now you're getting too much in the money. Yeah, if it goes to $17 on Webull, I'll take a shot at it. That is where the gap is too. If it does that, I'm definitely in. But my main focus is MP. I do like the earnings run-ups. These are nice, but obviously you shouldn't buy MP when it's up here. It might not give you a signal again if you're not in it. EMA 50 was my last ad I was going to do. The $20 range. It's probably not going to go to $20. So you have earnings coming up at May 8th. That's quite a bit of time for earnings. Remember when I played S, guys? Yeah, this was a crazy stock. I played S, I think right here on that 20, and this is what MP could have did. It went right through the 50, then you had a shot up. We did cover calls all throughout this range. Oh, wait, it wasn't this one. It was over here. My bad. It went right through the 20, went to the 50. And it kind of consolidated, so we did cover calls all throughout here. And then once it moved up a little, we sold it, right? Our remainder shares. Thank goodness we did, because now it made a downtrend. This one's not as bad. I think over $10, you know, ideally you want over $20 stocks. I think TTD is good. It's a $52 stock. It's got a big market cap to it. Software and IT services, lots of analysts. You can check all the analysts. If you got over 10 analysts trying to predict a stock, that's good to see. There's definitely demand. But yeah, I did not expect this. This is probably the craziest movement I've ever seen. Should I play after earnings? Probably not. As you can see, this is an earnings drop of 33%. I waited about 3 days. And I bought here, bought some here, and then all the rest has just been cover calls. So, yeah. I lowered my average a lot, but I was also seeing this monthly demand zone at 39. That's kind of where we hit it. We literally are hitting a demand zone with a long, lower wick. We'll see if we go back to these highs of $100. 1 to 140 from $40. We'll see. Yeah, that one's kind of unlucky. That doesn't happen often. I'm looking for, honestly, what I am thinking about doing, guys. Wow, SPY keeps going up. I am thinking about playing SPY. I think we can focus on doing just SPY puts, selling puts or cover calls. If you guys just want the safest opportunity, SPY is generally designed to go up. You can look at the monthly chart. Every crash that happened, it generally goes up. I mean, look at this monthly wick here. Comes to that 50 and it's coming up. So long term, you're fine if you buy shares and just keep doing cover calls on SPY. That's probably the safest strategy out there. It just costs a lot of money. To get, 100 shares of SPY, you're looking about $50,000, okay? But here, let's use this scenario, though. If you're selling calls, let's just say you bought it at 540. You bought it at right now, 543. And you sold a month out. Let's say you sell a month out. What are you doing, Pierre? You sell a month out right here, 30 May. So you got it at 543, and you have 100 shares. Look at this nice profit. It's okay, Pierre. Look at this nice profit. We sell it at 17.18. You're making $1,700. that you instantly keep just a month out. So every month, I mean, I'm not gonna say every month you can make that, but that's pretty good profit. And so if the ETF is designed to go up, obviously, if you sell something and it just crashes down, then you're not going to get any premium for a while. That's the downside. Yeah, so let's say we have a COVID crash. You can't keep selling premium because there's not going to be much premium out there. So you kind of want to do this strategy, honestly, when this tariff just tanked the market down, right down to this monthly EMA 20, 50. This is a great opportunity to buy some SPY. Really great opportunity. So I'm looking into that. If you guys want one of the safest strategies, yeah, you're going to need 50K to do this strat. What about selling puts? That's obviously the safest of them all. Let's say we did 36 days out. And let's just say we want a discount, right? It's 533, 543. Let's say we want SPY to go to 524. It's a pretty good discount. 543 from 524. That's a $19 discount. So we'll say we'll sell the 524 strike. We have that 50 grand available, so we do one contract. And you can see right here, your max profit is 908. So you make $908 no matter what, right? You keep that credit. Right, obviously, this is not the right premium. Right here, $879, you keep the credit. So if it goes below your strike, then yeah, you have to buy it at 524. But you're already getting a massive discount compared to 543. All right. So that's one way to look at it. If you want to play safer, you could sell puts first and then do cover calls after that. But this is by far the safest strategy. It's just a matter of, do you guys have, 50K to do it? If you do have 50K, if you don't have 50K, keep doing credit spreads till you do. This is going to be the safest strategy ever. Because honestly, if you're going to buy anything long term, SPY is the best. Like, everyone likes NVIDIA. Nice company. Track it with QQQ. QQQ is all your technology. QQQ is going to keep going up forever, right? There's a lot of good companies that hold. So the nice thing is you don't have to rely on just one company. You don't have to be like, oh, the CEO is selling this or bad news here and all that. So I personally say stick with SPY and that's it. Or QQQ, and then just sell puts or calls on it. And literally you can have your watch list to just that too. You don't even have to look at any stocks anymore. You can just trade this alone. But like I said, you gotta have a lot more money to have a safer strategy. That's the only downside. If you have a lot more money, you can do it. So if you don't have the money, keep doing the credit spread strategy. I think the credit spread strategy is still my most favorite strat because you're making money every day. Whereas if I sold puts here, let me see. Let me see if I sold puts every week. I'm curious. 7 days out on SPY, and let me say I wanted to make $500. Okay. So I don't think SPY is going to see. There's really not that far out you can go. 5 days out, you can sell 535 for $500. Right here, you do one contract, sell for that. You make $500 every week. And you're risking 53 grand. Well, you're not. I mean, that's how much you have to buy this. You have to have that available. So it's just very safe though. So I'm just trying to figure out, should I do it weekly or monthly? I'd personally rather do monthly because you can go way farther out. So I do the 29 days, and let's say I want to make at least 1,000. I do the 531 mark. Get as close as possible. And so not only do I get a discount of 531, SPY's currently 543. I get a $12 discount. I'm making $968 in a month. Yeah, this is like honestly, this is by far the safest strategy out there, though. But we do need to do credit spreads and make that money. If you guys want to get to that point, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna probably focus on SPY. I'm gonna still do like some uptrend stocks on safer ones. I'm probably gonna just throw the rug on penny stocks for now, because they're just pissing me off. I had a really good successful year in 2024. 2025 was a little bumpy for them, obviously because of tariffs, or just because of the nature of the stupid pennies. Weevil, this is a more of a momentum trade. If it comes to this 50, I would love it. But then again, you have no options yet, so you can't do cover calls. You only win in one direction. So if price don't come down to this 50, then I probably don't want it. We'll see if it goes up. I'm just going to stick to the... I really think SPY is our golden ticket, though. I'm just trying to figure out how far out do I want to do. I think a month is pretty good. You can try a week. I'm kind of like trying to figure out what's going to be the best I do it. Maybe a week you can aim for $300. Get it at 526. SPY's currently at 543. That's pretty freaking good. You can aim for a $300 profit right up in here. You wait for, you wait for this to go $3, and that'll give you $300 every week on selling puts on SPY. Obviously, if you have more, you can make more, but and you got to think too is if you sell a $3 credit, you're technically getting SPY at 523. All right, you're not getting it at 526 because remember, you're taking that credit all the time. How's it going, B-Mob? Yeah, we'll probably figure that into Coco. I'm trying to honestly do things that are less manageable. Not every time. The problem with pennies is they're too manageable. You have to be watching the chart too many times. You wake up early in the morning. You had to wake up early in the morning. Heavens, I quit smoking. Throw $10 a day in stocks. Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely try to quit that, as you know that's going to be good for you. Less addictions. But definitely do the credit spreads for sure. That's going to make you the money every day. It sucks when you lose, but I don't know any other strategy that can consistently make you money every day like my credit spread strat. I really don't know any other strategy that's that consistent. And then if you want a safer strategy, you could sell puts on SPY or do cover calls on SPY. I'm looking to sell puts first, then do cover calls. So what I would plan to do is, yeah, I'm probably going to do the weekly first. And I'm looking at $300 a week on SPY. That's roughly 369. That's $1,200 a month. That's if I don't get but even if I get executed, guys, I could sell covered calls. So let's say I get executed. Come on, stop it. Gosh, don't do that. Go play. Go play. I'm go play. Yeah, I'm gonna stop pennies too. I'll make videos here and there on like really good setups I see, but I'm probably just gonna stick to some higher quality stocks. Just because I'm having too much success with the options here. If they don't have options, I don't have much. I don't have much to do. I mean, like I only win if price goes up. I don't like that. No one can predict what's going to happen in the market. I rather say if SPY goes up, I win. If SPY goes down, I win. If SPY goes sideways, I win. I don't need this massive move up. This is nice for credit spreads, but I don't need that. Price can go down and I can still win. So I just need to figure out a good point on when I want to do my selling put options. That's the only thing I need to figure out. Obviously, look for some demand zones. Honestly, you should be able to just do it without any technical analysis either. Maybe just do it when the SPY is red or so. Something like that. Because look at this. You bought it up. Let's say you sold a put here. You know, right up in here. It went down. And then it just... Generally, SPY does go up in time. Generally. Not all the time this happens. This was a lifetime opportunity. I'm just bored at home at VA. Don't let me work, so stocks it is from play money. Oh, so you work at the Veterans Affair? Oh, no, no, not Veterans Affair. Or you just mean Virginia, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just some thinking I've been doing. Honestly, I know a lot of people can't do my SPY selling put strategy because you will need 50K. So the next thing you need to do is credit spreads. I'm gonna just focus on credit spreads. I got burned. I mean, even on big caps. I mean, I got burned on TTD. Who would have thought this thing would go from $140 to $50? I mean, $40. So even big cap stocks, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little wary on too. I'd rather just stick to SPY. You don't have to do any fundamental analysis at all. And I'm not really good at that fundamental analysis. So let's just stick to technical analysis. So that's what I've came to my conclusion on what I'm gonna do. Okay. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it. I had to find something to do at home with the kids. Were you able to take a credit spread today? Or are you just observing? Business collaboration. I'm thinking, wait, there is calls on Bolt? Why isn't it showing on Weeble calls, call options? I don't see anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to revamp thing. I'll probably make a video and tell you guys exactly what I plan to do. Obviously, not a lot of people can do this strat, but I get it. No learning this. Oh, while Weeble moves and everything. Okay, nice. So you need 25K. If you have margin, you can buy 100 shares. But if you want to buy lower your cost, you can execute together buying the 100 shares. It's on the. If you want to even lower more, you can buy the puts going down. It'll cost you almost nothing because of the 100 shares collateral. You have to explain that when we're on Warzone. Yeah, you'll have to explain that because I thought if you wanted to do selling puts on SPY, don't you have to have that collateral? Or are you talking about something different? So you're buying the 100 shares and selling the code guard later date. Because the only thing I know about is the selling the puts, or you're doing buying 100 shares and doing the calls. Obviously, selling puts is less riskier because you can negotiate what strike you want. So if I choose this one, right, 100 shares, one contract is 100 shares. Graph says I need 53K for my max loss, which that don't mean anything because that's just how much you need to have for it. You'll have to discuss that with me. But yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. But I think credit spreads is the best strat so far, and then that's going to be my next strat. Yeah, this is good movement for bull puts. All right, guys, I'm gonna head on out. Maybe I might do a live stream on TikTok. The baby is just very frustrated. He's just hard to trade with. I'll catch you guys in a later time. The only stocks I'm watching is Bull at the EMA 50 daily. MP already moved. I'm not going to chase it unless it goes down to now the 50, the weekly EMA 50, or maybe a retest of the $21 area. I am watching FI, but I think I want it at the EMA 50. But other than that, I don't see much stocks to watch. I'm not seeing anything really. I think most of the stocks are already moving up. Nvidia's already coming up. I don't want to buy